A rocky relationship between Sarasota County Schools Superintendent and the Sarasota County Sheriff may be preventing solutions to school security.
And I know it will go in your collection of the units that you have proudly served in your career.
And the gift given to a retiring school board member and the meaning behind it. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news at 11, school security continues to be the hot topic of conversation at Sarasota County School Board meetings. There is progress being made when it comes to the discussion regarding school resource officers. ABC7's Rick Adams has more tonight from the Sarasota County School District headquarters with some of the highlights on tonight's meeting. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, there was a lot talked about at today's school board meeting regarding school resource officers. Many more details continue to evolve. There's much focus from the Sarasota County School Board to continue to make schools safer. The school district says in the coming days they will be making offers to 21 new school resource officers and 3 sergeants. A chief was just announced last week. These resource officers will be for the county's elementary schools for the coming year. They will be in addition to the officers already in place at the county's middle and high schools.
It's an important conversation and everyone is really just focused.
In addition to the officers, other elements of school safety were discussed and approved, including vehicles for the SROs, adding an additional $400,000 to the safety security systems, and the salary structure for officers, which will have a range from $34,000 to $37,000 a year.
Having the money, having the salary schedules approved, having the approval to move forward with the purchases, all of those, every single piece along the way is important.
Local law enforcement will be supporting the school district and the resource officers. They sat down with the school district last week to try and work things out. A rocky relationship now between Superintendent Todd Bowden and Sarasota County Sheriff Tom Knight has kept them from finalizing plans regarding the school resource officers. Because of that, Eric Robinson was one of the board members who voted against adding more vehicles to the fleet and against the salary structure for the officers.
The meeting on Tuesday told us that there's a lot of unintended consequences and a lot of things that we hadn't thought through. We are good at educating students, and law enforcement's good at keeping us safe, and we should each do what we do best.
And the Sarasota County School Board is inviting the sheriff to a special meeting on June 28th to hopefully iron out some differences. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Rick, thank you. The Assistant Superintendent of Sarasota County Schools is retiring, and today the school board honored Scott Lempe. In honor of his military history, Superintendent Todd Bowden gave him a school district recognition coin to go into his collection. Lempe took a moment to thank the board members and even got emotional talking about his time with the school board.
If you get one of these, you carry it with you all the time. Somebody can coin you, and if they have one, they drop it on the table and you produce yours. And if you don't, you buy a round. Yeah. And if you do, they buy a round. So that's kind of a tradition. Dr. Bowden, this is very meaningful. Thank you very much.
Lempe has worked for the school district for more than 15 years. And before retiring, Scott Lempe is still doing his part for the school district of Sarasota County, including the School Avenue discussion at Sarasota High School. This evening, Lempe joined the high school's principal and many others for a discussion regarding School Avenue. The school district is taking public input on what to do with the street that cuts right through the middle of the Sarasota High School campus. The Sarasota City Commission recently voted in favor of extending the time of when School Avenue will be shut down for vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists due to safety issues. It will now be closed from 6:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, which will begin this fall.
Solutions as how do you do that range from what we would like to see happen, permanent closure of the street. We would convert that into a courtyard bounded by 6-foot fences on both sides. We've heard ideas like put in walkways over top of the road and fence either side of the campus to tunnels underneath School Avenue.
This is the second of 3 public meetings. The school district will meet once again next week to discuss their results with the community. Survivors of the deadly Parkland school shooting visited Omaha, Nebraska today as part of the National Road to Change tour. They spoke to groups about curbing gun violence and getting young people registered to vote. 17 people were shot and killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida back in February. New details tonight on a deadly bar fight in Bradenton that happened earlier this month. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office now says that more than one person fired a gun. The gang-related shooting all happened outside of Tommy Knocker's. Gabriel Condi, who was killed 2 days shy of his 40th birthday, was a member of the West Side Locos street gang and had been drinking at the bar with at least 2 other men. Investigators say his group of friends and another got into a fight, took that argument outside, where shots were later fired. Last week, the reward for information leading to an arrest increased to $8,000. Since then, the Sheriff's Office has received additional tips. The homicide unit is still looking to interview anyone who was involved in that shooting or anyone who witnessed the incident. Northport police need your help looking for this man. Take a good look. They posted this photo on Twitter that the man in these photos stole a person's wallet, used the victim's debit card to go on a shopping spree, ending at Walmart where that card was declined. He then stole the items anyway. They're asking you to contact the Northport PD if you recognize him. And another Northport woman was arrested after beating a man for watering her plants. The Northport Police Department says 75-year-old Helena Molnar was arrested Friday for battery on a person 65 years or older. According to reports, Molnar hit the victim with a water jug after he watered the plants, threw the jug at him, and then went inside. The victim once again tried to water the flowers for her with the remaining water in the jug. She came back outside and hit the man with a different object, reports said. When officials arrived, the victim was wearing a t-shirt, shorts, and was soaking wet with blood drops on his shirt. Let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Jacqueline. A warm day today, a hot day today. Temperatures once again into the low 90s for actual high temperatures, and we had heat indices up past 100 for a short period of time. It's still warm. It's 80 degrees. It feels like 86, and that dew point temperature is about as high as you get, around 78 degrees right now, and that is unseasonably high for this time. And you can see we have some storms still remaining to the north of us, showers winding down just off the coast of Fort Myers. We had a few, very few, isolated showers popping up here along the west coast of Florida. As far as the rainfall estimates go, just one area really showing up in North Sarasota down to downtown Sarasota, stretching out to Longboat Key. Parts of Lido got some rainfall. Not a lot, but some areas did. Nearly an inch reported near University and 301. Well, the Futurecast calling for some showers offshore. Then our winds are going to switch around a little bit tomorrow. We're going to see more of a westerly component once again, and that will allow for that sea breeze to develop and then carry most of the storms toward the east coast, although 1 or 2 will still break out here along the west coast. Not much rain for us tomorrow because of this dry air that's in place. We'll talk more about that dry air that's still hanging around coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. In consumer news tonight, General Electric will no longer be a part of the Dow. S&P said today that the company will be replaced in the 30 stock index by Walgreens. General Electric was an original member of the Dow Jones Industrial Average when it was founded in 1896. But GE has been dealing with performance issues lately. It lost almost half of its value last year and is down by another 25% this year. The replacement will happen at the end of the month. Well, it's always frustrating to rush to the airport only to learn that your flight is delayed. So which airlines are the worst offenders when it comes to being on time? The U.S. Transportation Department is releasing its report on that exact question. It looks at how punctual 17 different airlines were during the month of April. Out of those 17, Hawaiian Airlines had the highest percentage of on-time arrivals at all U.S. airports. 87% of their flights were either on time or within 15 minutes of their schedules. A close second, Delta Airlines. It reported an 86% average of on-time arrivals. Well, less traffic and fewer crashes. Transportation officials say they're pleased with the results since the diverging diamond was installed at I-75 and University Parkway. The Florida Department of Transportation wants to relieve daily congestion on the Suncoast, which is why it's planning to construct a diverging diamond interchange now at the intersection off of Fruitville Road. FDOT is creating a design with plans to widen 2 miles of I-75 and redesign that interchange similar to the one we see at University Parkway and I-75. The reason? Transportation officials say they're preparing for more growth on the Suncoast.
This diverging diamond interchange is expected to handle not only today's traffic but future projected traffic.
The construction is expected to cost around $86 million, and the design phase will likely be complete by late 2019. Well, take a look at this. An Everglades alligator owes its life to a Florida trapper after it was rescued from the suffocating grip of a 10-foot python. A video shared by a professional trapper named Mike Kimmel shows him grabbing the python by the head and pulling it out, and the gator as well out of the water. The python let the gator go when Kimmel lifted it out of the water. Now, Kimmel says it's the third gator he has saved from a python. Meanwhile, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are in the middle of a bizarre case involving a gator in Lakewood Ranch. An injured alligator was dumped inside a Wawa convenience store around 2:30 on Friday morning. Two people apparently dropped off the 3-foot-long gator at the convenience store. Deputies are now looking for them. A trapper with the FWC removed the reptile. And with so many gators roaming the Suncoast, it is mating season for them. It is possible you could come across one. The FWC has a hotline that you can call to report nuisance gators. That number is 1-866-FWC-GATOR. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast for the rest of the week, plus how some Florida lawmakers are fighting back against the zero-tolerance immigration policy. And we'll show you how Orioles fans can continue to support their team all summer right here on the Suncoast. Stay with us.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Well, get a look at this, Jacqueline. This is a rare event. You don't see this very often. You know, we're always talking about gator stories. This one's blowing up on Facebook. It's been going around social media as of late. This is a gator swimming in the ocean. Not the ocean, but the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico, just off of Lee County. This again was an amazing shot. I've seen it before about 25 years ago off the coast of Turtle. Let's go to the pictures now and show you what's going on as far as the sunset goes and all these other different cloud formations that are occurring. This is another rare event. You don't see this very often at all. This was sent in by Janet, and these are iridescent clouds that form on top of billowing thunderstorms, and sometimes it creates these water droplets that can create a rainbow on top of the cloud. This was near Myakka State Park. I believe this was a day or two ago, and this one again, another one showing that, and they said they took about 48 pictures. These are pilot caps, and that's when the air goes so fast up in the air it creates this cap over the top of the thunderstorm. I'm always looking at clouds. I've never seen this, by the way, so that's how rare of an event this did occur. And again, the clouds around here brought some rainfall. Not much, but just a little bit. You see that moving out toward Longboat Key, making, though, for a great sunset tonight. And once again, the showers were very, very scattered. You can see that tonight. Just one or two lone showers now just off the coast of Sanibel. That continues to weaken. Not anticipating any rainfall overnight as that dry air is in place, and all the heating of the day, for the most part, has been used up. A lot of times what happens, you get a little land breeze develop due to the fact that the water temperature is still around 87 degrees and the land cools down into the upper 70s. So it's a reverse effect of what happens during the day with the sea breeze developing. And sometimes showers do tend to form out here in the Gulf of Mexico, especially right around sunrise. So would not be too surprised to see one or two lone showers popping up along the coast to start things off on our Wednesday. But with all this dry air in place in the upper levels of the atmosphere, we're not anticipating a lot of rainfall tomorrow, although that dry air will be thinning out a little bit on into Thursday. Still, our rain chances staying fairly low. Not a lot of clouds today. That allowed that sun to heat things up into the low 90s, above average. We had heat indices once again 100 to 103 degrees this afternoon across parts of the Sun Coast. And remember to wear light colored, loose-fitting clothing during the day and try not to exert too much effort in the afternoon hours. That's when it's the hottest, obviously. 80 degrees right now. The humidity, 94%. That is warm, that is muggy, and that's how it's going to be tomorrow morning to start things off, too. Winds are calm, so not much of a breeze for you there. There it is, 92 the high, 75 the low, well above the averages. We had a little bit of rainfall at the airport today, but it didn't register with the latest forecast. This is our latest observation. 81 degrees in Parrish now. Waterleaf the same. 81 seems to be the popular number now. Whitney Beach at 83 and 81 in Lake Sarasota. And down south in Northport, it's 82. Inglewood at 82 degrees. Well, the national satellite and radar picture is showing a lot of storminess in Kansas and also into Colorado tonight, where they've had reported tornadoes and even some severe weather as a result of the backing up of some warm, moist air right on into the mountainous regime there, and also a little low pressure area spinning across there. And Texas continues to get hammered by heavy rainfall. It's not over, as more moisture is going to be pulled in from the Gulf of Mexico throughout the day on Wednesday and even into Thursday. 91 for a high into St. Louis. There's a little stationary front right here. Just to the north of it, temperatures are in the 70s across places like Detroit, Chicago, and Cleveland. For boaters tomorrow, smooth conditions out there. Winds only around 5 knots for the most part. They'll switch around to the west in the afternoon. Here's the forecast for the extended forecast. 20% chance on Wednesday. Just bounces up to 30% all the way through Sunday. Now, the timing of the storms may change a little bit as we expect to see a little bit more westerly component to our wind, especially as we enter into the weekend. So expect a few coastal showers in the morning with the main focus inland in the afternoon. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thanks. The debate over immigration has led to a rare show of unity among lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Republicans and Democrats speaking out against the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy that resulted in hundreds of kids being separated from their families at the border. ABC's Janae Norman is on Capitol Hill, where President Trump met with lawmakers today.
President Trump on Capitol Hill meeting with Republicans, but greeted by shouts from Democrats.
Don't you have kids, Mr. President?
The president calling America's immigration system probably the worst in the world.
The system has been broken for many years, the immigration system. It's been a really bad system, probably the worst anywhere in the world. We're going to try and see if we can fix it.
His administration facing mounting pressure to end its zero-tolerance policy of separating migrant children from their parents. ProPublica, with a recording it says captured their frightened cries.
I don't want children taken away from parents. And when you prosecute the parents for coming in illegally, which should happen, you have to take the children away.
Customs and Border Protection telling ABC News more than 2,300 migrant children have been taken into federal custody in just over a month. Housed in isolated tents like this one, many kept inside what looks like cages, sleeping in tents like this with at least 20 beds packed in.
Child internment camps. This is the United States of America.
And across the aisle,
all of the members of the Republican conference support a plan that keeps families together.
the White House today saying at his meeting with House Republicans, President Trump told them, quote, "I'm with you 100%. At least a half dozen bills are being proposed to address the issue of child separation, but the power is with President Trump. This is his policy that he could put an end to." Reporting on Capitol Hill, Janae Norman, ABC News.
Well, many Florida Democrats are calling on the governor to do more about the president's immigration policy. Yesterday, Governor Rick Scott distanced himself from the controversy over that immigration battle. But unlike other Florida Republicans, Scott has avoided directly criticizing the Trump administration. Now, those who believe Governor Scott has a close relationship with the president say he should step up.
This moral outrage crosses party lines. It's shocking and painful, and we have to do something.
The Trump administration family separation policy has drawn harsh rebukes from Democrats, immigration advocates, and even some Republicans, including Adam Putnam and Ron DeSantis, the two men hoping to replace Governor Rick Scott. Meanwhile, 1,000 immigrant children are here in Florida, staying at the Homestead Temporary Shelter for Unaccompanied Children in South Florida. Today, Senator Bill Nelson and Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz tried to visit but were denied entry. Nelson said they were told that they needed to apply 2 weeks in advance in order to visit that facility. It's unclear if that facility is housing children who crossed the border on their own or children who were separated from their families after entering into the U.S. illegally, or possibly a mix of both. The United States is withdrawing from the UN Human Rights Council. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley announced the departure today, accusing the body of political bias and failure to hold human rights abusers accountable.
I want to make it crystal clear that this step is not a retreat from human rights commitments. On the contrary, we take this step because our commitment does not allow us to remain a part of a hypocritical and self-serving organization that makes a mockery of human rights.
The UN released this statement on the withdrawal. The Secretary General would have much preferred for the United States to remain in the Human Rights Council. The UN's human rights architecture plays a very important role in the promotion and protection of human rights worldwide. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Kimmel's All New with comedy legends Steve Martin and Martin Short.
It's very exciting and a great honor to have both of you here. I really look forward to letting you down.
And music from the record company. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Boys and girls clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making a connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Now, sports.
The Baltimore Orioles Gulf Coast League team will play all of its home games this summer at Ed Smith Stadium, a change from years past. A stadium well known for its games in March, local fans are dropping by for the only professional baseball they'll get to see in Sarasota after spring training. In addition to drawing baseball fans from other communities, Orioles executives say they want it to be an experience for kids getting a chance to see future stars.
But some of the top Orioles stars that are playing today started right here in GCL, so it's a great way for people to see these young players, get to know them, and kind of grow with them in their career.
The Orioles are promoting their Summer Fest going on from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock, along with the game on Saturday, all in an effort to try and bring more fans to these games. Well, it may be the off-season for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but they are still busy giving back to their youngest fans here on the Suncoast. The team donating street hockey equipment, including sticks and practice vests, to the kids at Manatee County's YMCA Camp Dash.
First year that we've run this camp, it's to combat learning loss in a very important neighborhood here in Manatee County. And the 80 kids will really appreciate the Lightning and the equipment that they're giving us today.
Today's donation was all part of the Lightning's Equip the Thunder program, with the goal of donating 500 sets of street hockey gear to students across the area. Well, Florida and Texas squaring off in an elimination game in the College World Series. The Longhorns dropped the first game of the tournament to Arkansas, and the defending national champs lost their first game on Sunday, but they took home that win today against Texas 6-1. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I'll be right back.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
The Sea Turtle Conservancy out at Coquina Beach in Bradenton releasing a turtle back into the Gulf. Bordy is a female loggerhead turtle that was seen laying eggs on the beach earlier this week. The Conservancy is tracking 19 sea turtles this year, all part of an ongoing program called Tour des Turtles.
So the idea is it's this sort of a marathon race between 18 different turtles that we satellite track over the summer. And they all compete to see which turtle goes the furthest over a 3-month time period.
Well, you can stay up to date with Bordy and the other Tour des Turtles participants with the Conservancy's interactive turtle tracker. All you have to do is head over to conserveturtles.org. Sounds interesting. Lots of animal stories today.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was just thinking. A lot's going on with that. We have had a lot of folks talking about how hot things have been lately, too. And it's going to stay that way tomorrow. Upper 80s, but it'll feel more like upper 90s to low 100s at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And be sure to turn to the Good Morning Suncoast team tomorrow. They'll get more on that forecast and give you all the latest news of what's happening here along the Suncoast. And it looks like the heat goes on for a while, not much rain.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good evening.